Yeah, well, good morning, Isabel, and good morning, Stephen. It's fantastic to see your smiling faces. I'm afraid once again I bring the news of bills on the rise, and it's a reality we're all going to be living with. We've got some really fascinating research from Which here, who've been testing appliances, household appliances, to understand what's the cost increase per appliance for the home. Now, for the average tumble dryer and washing machine, we're looking about £50 addition to run that every year. We've got about £70 to run the average dishwasher per year. So when we talk about the fact that they already, you're looking at about £176 to run your washing machine every year, it's very worthwhile thinking about some alternatives of how we might be able to change the way we do things. Now, it's got to say that the costs vary massively, and it really depends on the model type and usage. So it's well worth looking into the Which report, having a look at your model and see how it might compare to others, because you might have one of the cheaper machines to run, and therefore it might not be as panic stricken as some of the people that might be paying up to additional £200 or £300 just to run one piece of equipment in the house. But as ever, we want to make sure that you've got some ideas of how you can just ditch using them as much, particularly when it comes to the washing machine, tumble dryer and dishwasher. Those are kind of things we have in our control. Fridge, freezer, please do not turn them off. That's not the way to conserve the energy. It's about making sure you don't open and close it as much, making sure the seals are working as effectively as possible, making sure it's not over full, and making sure that you don't put hot items in or warmer items in and expect the fridge to cool them down. Try and make sure they cool at room temperature first. But I think we can make a big difference when it comes to some of the other appliances by using alternate means, and that's relying on things like your microwave, your air fryer and your grill instead of the oven, which can cost hundreds to run each year.
Interesting. Things like washing machines. I mean, you can see how, turning the temperature down on the washing machine is going to save you a fair chunk of money, something I don't do, but I might start doing, I'll tell you that for nothing. But we're not suggesting, are we, that we all need to start hand washing and getting the dolly tubs out of the attic?
Stephen, I would have no problem with my mangle, to be honest, to make sure that I do a good old-fashioned wash. It makes sense sometimes. I think if we think about our habits, it's all too easy for us to just chuck something in the wash and do a very small load or pop something in the dishwasher because we just want to get that job done. So we're just amending our habits to make sure that whilst we are in this crisis, we're doing everything we can. And I think it's about changing those habits. One of the things I purchased, I think it was about £50, or I think there are lots of alternates out there, is a heated air dryer. So it's like an old-fashioned clothes horse, right? But it's got heated elements in it, so it means that the clothes dry faster. And I'm just using that instead of the tumble dryer at the moment. Ditto, when you look at the cost of microwaving a jacket potato, 3p versus put it in the oven, 27p, I think it's a no-brainer to use a microwave instead. So no, I'm not saying we all go back to, washing the clothes in the river, but I do think we have to think about this. If the cost of just running one of those appliances alone is going to be an extra 70 quid a year, that's hard to find. So what else can we do instead? And I think it's like you said, low cooler washers, not using the washing machine and tumble dryer as much, and then seeing what other appliances out there might be really effective to use.